Have you ever thought about what your love life would be like if you analyzed it from the eyes of a wise man of ancient times? Today we are going to explore a vision that, although it emerged millennia ago, still resonates today: Stoicism. Stay until the end to be a participant and learn firsthand this very important topic, and if you haven't done so yet, remember to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future videos. This philosophical current, born in ancient Greece and developed within ancient Rome, not only dealt with questions about the essence of the universe or the purpose of existence, but also delved into the complexity of our emotions and relationships. According to the Stoics, life must live in harmony with nature, and our emotions, including love and sexual desire, must be understood and managed wisely. From this perspective, love and sexuality are not simply passing impulses, but opportunities to cultivate virtue, self-control, and, most importantly, to recognize our shared humanity. The Stoics taught us that, although love can be a powerful and unifying force, we must approach it with full awareness and not allow uncontrolled passions to dominate us. Regarding sexuality, it was not conceived as a mere physical activity, but rather as a manifestation of the natural order with its own purposes and meanings. The importance of understanding this is that by doing so, we discover deeper and more meaningful ways to connect with both ourselves and others. In other words, the Stoics provide us with a perspective through which we can contemplate and understand love and sexuality within a broader context, where self-control, respect, and mutual understanding are essential. Therefore, if you have ever felt confused or lost in matters related to love and relationships, or if you are simply looking for a renewed and deep vision, join me on this journey through the universe of love and sexuality from the perspective of the Stoics. Because although their teachings were formulated millennia ago, the lessons they convey remain as relevant today as they once were. So, when talking about Stoicism, it is inevitable to mention the deep reverence that this philosophy felt for nature. But how is this linked to our sexuality and our desires? First, for followers of Stoicism, understanding the human essence was crucial to leading a virtuous life. They believed that at birth, we bring with us certain inclinations and desires that are essentially neutral. What really matters is how we react and act to them. So when we refer to desire, especially sexual desire, it is not something that should be rejected or seen as inherently negative. It is simply an inherent part of our human nature. However, what sets us apart, according to the Stoics, is how we decide to act on those desires. But beyond simply accepting desire as something natural, the Stoics viewed sexuality from a broader perspective, connected to the cosmos. According to his conception, everything in the universe follows an order determined by nature, a constant flow of causes and effects. In this context, sexuality is not just a physical act or a simple attraction, it is an expression of nature's will to perpetuate life. This understanding of sexuality as something that is in harmony with the order of the universe leads the Stoics to consider it as something transcendental. It is not just about pleasure or procreation, but a way to connect with something bigger than yourself, with the rhythm and melody of the cosmos. Therefore, when approaching sexuality from a Stoic perspective, we are not just talking about individual acts or desires, but how these fit into the vast canvas of nature. It is a reminder that, at our core, we are natural beings and that our desires and actions, even in the area of sexuality, must be understood and addressed within that context. Because at the end of the day, our sexuality, like any other facet of our existence, is an opportunity to live in harmony with the universe and with ourselves. Have you heard of the concept of Stoic love? At first glance, it may seem like a contradiction, since Stoicism is characterized by its emphasis on self-control and detachment. However, the beauty of Stoic thinking about love lies precisely in this. The Stoics, far from rejecting love, urge us to experience it in a deeper and more meaningful way. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoics, stated that we do not avoid affections, but choose which ones to pursue. This calls us not to repress our emotions, but to guide and direct them. The central idea is not to let ourselves be carried away by uncontrolled passions. Love, when impulsive and unexamined, can lead us to rash decisions, obsessions, or even despair. However, when we face it with Stoic wisdom, we can love deeply without losing our inner peace. This is what is known as detached love, loving without expectations, without trying to possess or control the other, but simply appreciating their presence and valuing the shared moment. And in this context, it is impossible not to mention Epictetus, who offered some of the most profound reflections on love and desire. One of his most iconic phrases says, "Do not ask for things to happen the way you want, but want things the way they happen, and you will have a peaceful life." If we apply this idea to the area of love and Stoicism, Epictetus teaches us that instead of trying to shape the relationship according to our desires and expectations, we must learn to love and value things as they are. We must accept the impermanence of relationships, the possibility that they will change or even end, and still decide to love anyway. In the Stoic context, detachment does not imply a lack of care or affection, quite the opposite. It means loving more freely and genuinely, having the ability to enjoy the present without constantly worrying about the future. It is about appreciating the person you love without trying to change them and understanding that true love is not possessive, but liberating. In short, the Stoics offer us a unique perspective on love, one that is deeply passionate yet balanced and centered. It is a reminder that love in its purest form is a celebration of life and our connection to others. When we experience love from this place of wisdom and detachment, it becomes one of the most enriching and transformative experiences of our lives. Marriage and family have been fundamental in many cultures throughout history, but how did the Stoics view them? What meaning did they give to these institutions and how did they live them on a daily basis? To begin with, we must understand that for the Stoics, marriage was not simply the union of two people in love, but also a commitment to society and to the continuity of humanity. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, mentioned that marriage is an act of nature aimed at the perpetuation of the species. He did not see it as a simple social convention, but as an integral part of cosmic harmony and the natural order of things. From this perspective, the duties and responsibilities in marriage were not considered burdens, but rather opportunities for personal growth and contribution to the common good. If you're enjoying what you've seen so far, I encourage you to show your support by clicking the I like it, which you will find just below. Your support is essential so we can continue bringing you quality content. Loyalty, mutual respect, support, and commitment were fundamental elements for the Stoics. A successful marriage relationship was based on virtue, mutual understanding, and a commitment to working together to achieve the greater good for both the couple and the community. When approaching the education and rearing of children, the Stoics had an equally profound and thoughtful perspective. They firmly believed that children were not simply small adults, but developing beings who required guidance, love, and, above all, good role models. Seneca stated that children learn more through the actions they see than from the words they are told. In other words, the behavior and actions of parents are the first life lessons for their children. From this perspective, educating a child was not limited to transmitting knowledge, but also to instilling values, teaching by example and preparing them to face life with wisdom and resilience. The Stoics advocated an education that will cultivate virtue, self-control, and the ability to face adversity with serenity. In short, the Stoic view of marriage and family is about a commitment to nature, society, and self. It is not just about playing roles or following conventions, but about living according to principles that enrich the lives of both individuals and the community as a whole. This view, although old, is still surprisingly relevant in today's world and offers a refreshing perspective on how to live relationships and family responsibilities fully. It is important to remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, who stated that what does not benefit the hive does not benefit the bee. This simple reflection invites us to contemplate love and relationships from a broad perspective, not only individually but also collectively, reminding us that what is beneficial for one must also be beneficial for the couple and vice versa. Seneca, for his part, advised us that wherever there is a human being, there is the opportunity to be kind. In the context of love, this reflection urges us to treat our partner with kindness, understanding, and respect at all times, recognizing their humanity and value in our lives. But how do we apply these tips in our current relationships? Here I present some ideas based on Stoic thought. 1. Value the present. Seneca reminded us that life is short. Appreciate every moment with your partner, live in the present and do not let worries or expectations of the future cloud your current happiness. 2. Self-control. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-control in love. This means not giving in to unfounded jealousy, anger, or resentment. Cultivate patience and understand that everyone, including you, is imperfect. 3. Love without attachment. As Epictetus taught, we should not cling too much to external things, since they are not under our control. This includes relationships. Love with passion, but always be prepared to accept any result with serenity. 4. Cultivate communication. Although the Stoics did not speak directly about communication as a couple, they did emphasize the importance of wisdom and understanding in daily life and relationships. Open and honest communication is essential to understanding and being understood. 5. Seek mutual growth. Love is not just about feeling butterflies in your stomach, but also about growing together as individuals. As Marcus Aurelius would say, look for what is beneficial to both and encourage mutual improvement in the relationship. Ultimately, Stoic wisdom invites us to view love and relationships from a perspective of authenticity, understanding, and growth. Although millennia have passed since their existence, the teachings of the Stoics continue to shine as a guide in the complicated labyrinth of love in the contemporary world. By embracing this wisdom, it is possible to find deeper, more meaningful, and balanced love in our lives. As we explore the pages of history and delve into the depths of Stoic thought, we ask ourselves what relevance all this has in our world today. Surprisingly, the Stoic teachings on love and sexuality are not mere relics of the past, but are timeless principles that can illuminate our relationships today. We live in an era where love and relationships are often idealized and commercialized, where instantaneity and immediate gratification seem to dominate our interactions. However, the Stoics remind us of the importance of introspection, self-discipline, and genuine connection. Love, in its essence, has not changed over time. What has changed are the circumstances and contexts in which it manifests itself. By applying Stoic principles such as valuing the present, self-control, and love without attachment, we can forge more authentic, resilient, and deeper relationships in the area of sexuality. Beyond physical pleasure, the Stoic perspective invites us to understand and respect our nature, to recognize the beauty in intimate connection, and to approach it with a clear mind and genuine heart. As we move forward in this modern era with its unique challenges and opportunities, let us carry with us the gems of wisdom that the Stoics have bequeathed to us, not as a rigid manual, but as a beacon to guide us toward more meaningful and enriching relationships. And thus concludes our journey in search of the dark secret of sexuality in Stoicism. What reflections has this topic generated in you? Have you found any connection between these ancient teachings and your personal experience? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences related to this fascinating topic. Leave us your comments below and let's keep this conversation alive. Remember to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. You won't want to miss the upcoming wisdom explorations we have in store for you. Until next time.